Hello, this is Patrick Melly at Russian Hill Winery and Talwyn Ranch, and doing a little bit of follow-up videos. The last one we talked about what makes the Pinot Noirs from the Russian River Valley so good and so distinctively different and interesting. So we're going to talk today about our sort of home vineyard. It's the Terra Vineyard, and the Terra Vineyard is planted to a single clone. As I spoke in the last video, the different things that we have as winemakers to work with are where we plant the vineyard, and that plays a role as to the climate and what the soils are. But then we have that third option of what clone we're going to plant. And the Terra Pinot Noir is planted all to a single clone. It's called clone 115. Not a very exciting name, but that is a way that they identify this particular clone of Pinot Noir. And we paired it up with this particular site based on what the soils were. It starts at an elevation where the winery is at, and then it slopes down facing southeast to a much lower elevation level, and the soils actually change a little bit. So the Terra Vineyard's 115 clone gives me, well, I was hoping that it would, and it ultimately did, give me certain characteristics. And those characteristics are, they're kind of small, tight, almost grenade-sized clusters, which can be very good, and then the downside is you can get some mold if you're not very careful, mildew. But we do a lot of leaf pulling, as previous videos had said, and we end up with these very small grenade-like clusters, and the berries are small, so the juice to skin ratio is actually very good, so we can get some reasonable color. And those of you that have had our Terra Vineyard Pinot Noir know that it starts off being a very kind of spicy component to the wine, and that's independent of oak. That's just from the growing conditions in the clone. And then, interestingly enough, I tasted it 2 or 3 years later, and the flavor profile changes dramatically from whatever it was when I first released it, and that is part of what makes Pinot Noir so great and interesting from this region. So if you've had a chance, try the Terra Vineyard Pinot Noir, clone 115, and see why Patrick planted that particular clone at this location in the Russian River Valley.